learning goal. Let's review our learning goal. We have two. One for social studies. I can understand and discuss the Pyramid Lake War. So at this point, I expect that you should be able to have a discussion about the Pyramid Lake War. Okay, so let's talk about what began this tension between the Paiutes and the Whites. Why was it so tense that they ended up going to battle? Caitlin?
Because the Indians found out that the William brothers, kidnapped two of the Indian sisters and abused them and hid them.
Okay, let's go back even further. Why did that happen? Why was there that tension between the white settlers and the Paiutes before the kidnapping? Okay, so now we're going to focus on our next learning goal. I can find answers to text-based questions in a complex text by returning to the text and discussing the content. We're also going to be discussing it. Okay, so what are you understanding about this page? What happened? Show me your level of understanding on the card for this page. Okay, Carmen, what happened?
The survivors of the whites, they skedaddled back to their settlements, and they panicked because the other whites died from the war.
Okay, and we made some connections to what that might feel like if you have survivors rushing back to your home and telling what happened. So we're drawing some conclusions here, right? We weren't there and we don't have a primary source to tell us what they said in the settlement. But we're drawing a conclusion because we know that there was a lot of tension. And as Arthur pointed out, we already know that they had a judgment about the Paiutes before they knew them. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question that you need to find in the text. I'm going to give you some time to do heads together to find it. You've told me that they panicked, that the whites at the settlement heard this news and they panicked. Panic prevailed. I want you to give me, there's two examples in the text of what they did in their panic. What actions did they take to show us that they were panicked about this? Okay, heads together.
Examples on they made a wooden cannon. Yeah, they made a wooden cannon and
Okay, teach your voice.
They made an impromptu fort.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry for the interruption. I want to clarify. You need to underline. There's two things in the text that you need to read that demonstrates how they panicked. Okay? All right, let's go.
One is a wooden cannon. Yeah. One detail is a wooden cannon. And the other one is an impromptu fort.
And then they floated on itself.
Yeah, it shows us, it tells us
And that's how they went.
you said they were panicked.
Oh, it says right here. It says right here.
Okay, heads together with Carmen.
Prevailed, and then, or how about this whole sentence? The survivors of Savannah,
Virginia City, an unfinished stone hotel became an impromptu fort.
that was the second one. Right here was actually
In Virginia City, an unfinished stone hotel became an impromptu fort. But that doesn't show they panicked. Yeah, because then this stone hotel, they just took down maybe walls and So it says right here on city on the seventh line.
Okay, we're going to work on today's goal. I can predict the definition of new vocabulary words by using the context clues. So I'm going to give each team a new CCD. And as you read the page for today, I would like you, heads together, to choose one word to predict. And what will you be using to make your prediction? The context clues. What does that mean? The sentence. You're going to reread that sentence and think about what makes sense. Good job. Okay, questions? All right, first we're going to read, and then heads together and decide on a new vocabulary word. Fist to 5 for reading. How much time do you need? Okay, go ahead and put your heads together. Choose one word and just predict.
Because it says that I can predict the definition of a new vocabulary words by using the context clues.
So we need to substitute the words.
We could all choose a different word of the meaning and then we could substitute it.
I've heard of the word telegraph before.
Remember on our field trip we heard about the telegraph where they send messages? Where they send the messages so that they have to walk through it and send mail. Remember they used the telegraph?
Oh wait, no.
We telegraph to California is located. But what does this mean? A telegraph to California.
Maybe they sent something to California?
Like about saying like.
Okay, word and prediction. Fist to 5. How much time do you need? Okay, 3 minutes.
I think it's like a message to California resulted in the arrival of 544.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Wait, what did you say? A message
To California, so we can put message.
See if it makes sense.
Message. Strategy.
And then
Where? Oh, okay, we have it now. Take it off. I'll tell you what it says.
G. No, those are strategies. We're only doing one.
We just put IE instead of the S.
This one says strategy. Don't we have to put the E instead of the S?
Just put strategy. Put IE at the end. Just put IE at the end. We'll put an SP on it anyway.
Everybody.